So just to give you some context, I want to talk about my study year in Barcelona. I lived for 1 year in Barcelona in 2008, a long time ago. I went there to study Spanish, to learn Spanish. I had an amazing time. It was my second time to try to live in a different country. The first time was France, but I only stayed 1 week. I couldn't find a job in the little city where I was. So I packed my bags and prepared everything. And my intention was to study for 8 weeks in a language school and later find a job, which I did. I worked in a restaurant. So the 14th of March, 2008. Sorry, small mistake there, guys. It's so many slides. It's easy to make a mistake, right? 14th of March 2008, I arrived in Barcelona. I had problems finding my accommodation. It's a big city, but it was okay. It was okay in the end. It was a really hot day to walk in the streets of Barcelona. It was 14th of March when I arrived, and I needed to take a taxi to my accommodation. I could not find the accommodation. And then the next day, I started to study at Escuela Camino in Barcelona, and it was an amazing experience. I have a friend, 2 or 3 friends since from that school, from that period, right? And I made so many new friends at the language school over the world, but most of the other students had basic Spanish, but very good English. There were students from everywhere, from Poland, from Germany, from Russia, from Ukraine, everywhere. It was a very, very international. So a lot of them arrived with very basic Spanish but good English. So unfortunately, outside of the classes, I usually just spoke more English, unfortunately. But when I met new people at the school, a very common question was, how long have you been in Barcelona, right? So in that context, in 2008, when I was in Barcelona and when this was happening, and when I met new people, how long have you been in Barcelona? How long have you been studying Spanish? How long have you been living in Barcelona? And so what you are trying to show is duration, about the moment you arrived in Barcelona and the person asking now. That really what I want to show with the present perfect is just show this idea of duration, and something happened and it continues now. To maybe try to not worry so much about rules, but think about, well, what are you really trying to say with the present perfect? So in this case, I have been in Barcelona for 2 weeks. Now, this is a conversation I had, 10, 12 years ago in Barcelona, right? Or I have been in Barcelona since March 14th, right? So everybody was from a different country in the language school. And when we ask this question, how long have you been here? How long have you been living here? We want to understand the duration, how much time has passed since the moment you arrived in Barcelona and the moment the person is asking the question. So a simple question now is, I can ask you guys. I can't see the comments for some strange reason. I'm looking at the comments on my phone because I'm presenting. So I can't see any comments. It's really annoying. Oh, man. But how long have you been learning English? So there was a moment when you started. And if you're watching this channel, which is an educational channel, then you continue to learn English. So how long have you been learning English, right? So it's the same idea of duration, of how much time passed between your arrival in Barcelona and now, right? Or, sorry, what's the question? How long have you been learning Spanish? This was a really common question in language school, because you want to understand the duration between one event and the other event, right? How long have you been in Barcelona? How long have you been studying Spanish? How long have you been living in Barcelona? Now, this is really important. Please look very, very carefully at this here. So the number one mistake when people are asking a question with how long is the first instinct is to use the present simple, to express it in the present. And why is this so normal for you? Because this is probably exactly what you do in your language. If your language is French, Spanish, or Portuguese, or a lot of the languages, they ask you in some way, or like, since how long are you in Barcelona, or how much time do you have in Barcelona, right? And you need to be very careful that you need to say, how long have you been? That the English speaking brain, the English language, it really likes this present perfect. You talk about duration. And you need to understand that the differences between your language and my language is a little bit the problem. I mean, like, for example, for me, when I speak Spanish or I speak Portuguese, I make the mistakes of an English speaker. I have the difficulties of an English speaker, because when we learn a new language, our first language is interfering a little bit. But that's the most important thing. Like this question here, since how long do you study Spanish? Completely incorrect. It's how long have you been studying Spanish? All right.